It's Monday, I think it's December 8th. A little bit after lunch. Just going to do mostly a road ride on the klx230s. So I'm riding up to Gumboot Lake if I can get that far, and if I do, then I may backtrack a little bit and then go back up FR26 a little higher to the PCT Gumboot trailhead, which is a little bit higher yet. Gumboot is a little over 6,000, and the PCT trailhead, I'm guessing, is maybe 300 feet higher. And yesterday, when I did my Toad Lake attempt, I got iced out at about 5,200 feet, but you know, that kind of stuff is inconsistent depending on where you are. I would guess that where that huge patch of ice was that I turned around, there must have been some sort of a seepage, water draining out right there, or something that was building that up as thick as it was. This has been a very warm and so far fairly dry December. We started out in November with some major rainstorms, and the reservoir Lake Siskiyou almost filled up. The river was running high, and now the river is low and the reservoir is down quite a bit, so things changed quite a bit. There is no snow up at the ski area, and that's up around 6,000 feet too, and so it's going to be a rough Christmas for skiers if we don't get some snow around here. When I did the Eddies Loop, which I'm editing right now, I think my high point was about 5,280, and there's a little bit of ice, but obviously there were no kind of seepages or anything, putting a lot of water on the road, building up any big icy spots, so I got through that okay. But theoretically, anyway, I'm going higher. And it wasn't that long ago, there was snow on the road up to Gumboot Lake. It was drivable. We got up there with the Subaru and did a video up there, walking around up there in the snow with our dogs. That was kind of fun. But we haven't had any snow since then, and a lot of it could have melted, but it could still be snowy and iced up there. Don't know. I've said this before on snow, and especially if it's a little bit soft, like some warm temperatures or something, knobby tires like what this bike give you pretty good traction. But ice is a different story. So if it's ice, I would not do it. Up here a little ways, the road gets a whole lot steeper, and it's got some fairly straight sections to it where you can see a long ways. And I'm in 6th gear, but I might try taking up to 50 or maybe a little over to see how well it does on a steep hill climbing up like that. I think this has plenty of power for it, though. So my showy Neotech 2 street bike helmet is my favorite helmet these days, and I'm probably going to be wearing it a lot riding this, even though this is kind of a dual sport, and I do have my other kinds of helmets. I've even got a full-on dirt bike helmet that have yet to pull out. I used to ride that years ago. It was just a really cool looking helmet. I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. But I like the fit on this helmet. And it's got the little extra sun visor that you can flip up or down in it, so I'm wearing dark glasses, and then I can flip that down as well, so when I'm going into bright sunlight like I am right now, it helps. Probably still not quite as good, though, as my adventure bike helmets with the long bills on them, where I can kind of duck my head down and block the sun out with the bill. Nothing wrong with wearing a street bike helmet on a dual sport if that's what you want to do. Now, problem I get in here going around these corners and with mix of sun and shadows, kind of hard to read what's on the road, and the road is a little bit wet, which could turn to ice. I've said this before, but I had way too many bad experiences throwing a morning paper out in the dark when I was a 14-year-old, hitting icy spots and going down. Taught me to be very respectful of ice when you're on two wheels. And of course, I've ridden on ice a lot of times, but you know, as a 14-year-old, you're kind of dumb and stupid, so you make all these mistakes. I try not to repeat that kind of stuff. Again, these shadows, I really can't see into them. If there's a fallen rock or some deathfall in there, I wouldn't want to T-bone it. Once you're in the shadow, you're fine, but when you're in bright sunlight going into it, you can't see. And I already know from a few other videos I've making, this camera actually sees into the shadows a lot better than I can. So when I make these videos, you'll say, hey, what's the problem? You can see what's up there, and all I can say is the camera can, I can't. Now the klx230 and this 230, same thing. They're fun to ride on roads like this. Very nimble, nice handling. After this ride, I'm going to gas up the 230 again, and my first fill up, it was over 76 point something miles per gallon. I'll see what I get this time. And that first fill up included doing that Eddie's loop, which, you know, is some fairly steep dirt riding, but just chugging along at low RPM. This time coming up here, I'm going at a higher speed, a little more continuously, so it's not going to surprise me if my gas mileage turns into something a little lower. Well, fifth gear at anything over 30 miles an hour has got plenty of power. I don't know just how low I could lug it. I'm not trying to do that right now. And I don't know what the top speed on fifth gear would be. It wouldn't surprise me if my top speed in fifth gear wouldn't be much different from sixth. But that's if you're really revving it up, and it's not something I can do right now. Gotta get this bike through some heat cycles and get everything broken in, as opposed to being broken. I think I read this only has 2 valves. I mean, I don't think I've had a 4-stroke with 2 valves in like forever. They've all been 4-valve top ends on them, 2 intake, 2 exhaust valves. And on this particular bike, I have a feeling that if when I get to the point of doing a valve check and adjustment, I'll just do it myself. I think it would be pretty easy to do. The Triumph, not so. 3 cylinders and 4 valves per cylinder, and it's a pretty big job. I will find somebody to do that. Now, I've done a lot of work on motorcycles. I've changed out clutch plates, changed out clutches for that matter. Back when I was a kid and didn't have money to pay anybody to do anything, when I had my little S65 that I was throwing my paper out on, one of the shortcomings of that bike was third gear would crack quite often. Of course, probably had something to do with the way I rode it too, but I had to replace the third gear in it twice. And so I learned how to split the cases and take the gears apart and get to that third gear and replace it. Oh, this is that long straight stretch I was thinking about. Yeah, I was bogging down a little bit there in 6th gear. I'm not surprised. So now I'm in 5th. Sixth, yeah, I didn't want to rev it up that high in 5th, but to really hold the speed going up something steep like this, needs to be revved out a little higher, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. But 6 is picking up. I mean, that's 48, and I don't really want to go any faster, but yeah, it would do 50 up this easily in 6th gear, and if I wanted to rev it more down in 5th gear, it would have hit that pretty quick. And I've just almost made it to Gumboot Lake. The stretch I'm on maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago was snow-packed and icy. So left here gets me to Gumboot, right would take me up to the PCT's Gumboot trailhead, which once I take a look at Gumboot, I just may do that going up. Legs are a little bit cold, but I got that heated vest on, and that's keeping the core body warm enough, so I'm still good to go. So I had some brief stretches in there. I know I revved it a little higher than what they want for break-in, but I'm just doing it briefly. So I think what I'm doing is still within reason on a break-in period. A little bit of snow up here, but not much. Yeah, I'll stop here for a moment and stretch, and then I'll go up to the Gumboot trailhead. Oh, something I thought about doing. I don't know if I want to do it or not. That little road up there would be perfect for taking this dual sport up it, but I don't know if I want that much adventure today, so probably not. So that's the road I'm talking about. We walk that all the time. And I'm actually sure I could ride the motorcycle up it, but I'm just not going to. Not my plan for today. Lake is still full, still just a little bit of water going over the dam. So I've been going a little over 30 minutes. And yeah, I'm staying warm enough. Now that Triumph Tiger's foil is used in so many ways. I do miss the temperature gauge so I can see what the outside temperature is. But you know what? I can feel what the outside temperature is. I know if it's cold. Okay, on up to the Gumboot trailhead. Take a look up there. Maybe get off and walk around. I haven't decided, but it's time to head home, and then I'll be walking the dogs with Joline. And this is FR26 again. And I am going higher, so maybe there will be more snow, and who knows what the road's going to look like. When I make the video, I'll take a look at the track and report what the elevation was up here. Again, Gumboot's just slightly over 6,000, and my guess is I'm coming up, I don't know, could be another 300 feet, could be 400 feet. So my klx230s had, it was kind of this color green, but it had a white plate on the front of it, I think, and kind of had white side panels. Green gas tank and some other green parts, but I kind of like how they did this one just all green. I think it looks good. That road to my right would, 13 miles of dirt road would take me up to the Park Creek Trailhead, which is a way to get to Mount Eddy, and that goes up higher too. I don't know what condition that road would be in. Oh, it is beautiful up here. Those mountains over there, a little snow, but I mean, even up high, most of the snow is gone. We have to have a major weather change if we're going to start getting winter sports going here, skiing and whatever. just noticed I turned left back there and I put my left blinker on, and it's been blinking till now, and this cable in front here blocks it where I can't see it. So I gotta kind of remember that. Be careful. Have I ever said there's no such thing as a perfect motorcycle or car or anything else for that matter? Anyway, this is the Gumboot trailhead. Joline and I did a video on the PCT going off to my left there not too long ago. It was just gorgeous. You could still hike up there if you wanted. Although looking at this, you'd probably find some icy, snowy spots on the trail. Anyway, at this point, I'm just headed home. Sure. Well, I guess I've been riding for about an hour so far, and my seat is getting a little sore. So this is not exactly like the Triumph where you could sit and ride on that all day. I made it Gumboot Lake into the Gumboot trailhead. It was all clear. A little bit of water on the roads, but nothing frozen. Oh, whoa. Yeah, it's my girl. 34 miles and an hour and 13 minutes. There you have it.